Changes to Canada's Divorce Act come into effect today. It's the first major overhaul of the Act in more than 20 years. For the first time, the Act recognizes the risk of family violence during separation and divorce, and it's not just physical in definition. Leanne Townsend is a family lawyer and partner with Brody Thorning LLP. Leanne, welcome to the Rundown.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
How does this act redefine or define even family violence in the context of divorce?
Well, it's the first time that the Divorce Act has actually put family violence in as a factor to be considered in determining the best interests of the children. And then it goes a step further and actually defines family violence, and it defines it as violent or threatening or forms a pattern of coercive or controlling behavior or causes a family member to fear for their safety or the safety of another individual. So it doesn't have to just be criminal behavior or physical violence. It can be a variety of other types of violence, including sexual abuse, harassment or stalking, psychological abuse, financial abuse, and these are all problems that haven't been recognized in this fashion before.
Okay, so what does it mean that they're recognized in this law? What practical outcome would that have?
Well, it means that when judges are determining what's in the best interest of a child, when parents are, not in agreement on who should get to make the decisions or what the parenting schedule should be, judges can now, they're basically being told that this is a factor that they have to take into account. And so if one parent is emotionally abusive or financially abusive to the other parent, how that might impact the child is now formally recognized as something that determines what is in the best interest of the child in terms of a parenting schedule or decision making.
Yeah, and this is because, it also recognizes that this is when people and women and children are at most at risk, is during this period of time when they're separating from the other parent.
No, that's very true. There's a lot of research that shows that can be the most dangerous time, or not just can be, it is, in fact, the most dangerous time is when women and children are fleeing violent homes. The separation time is when emotions run the highest.
Yeah, and there's a language shift too, because what was once called a custody order for children is now a parenting order. What's the difference there?
Well, in the past, we always use the terms custody and access. And I think a lot of parents, they didn't like it. They viewed it almost as a power play, because one of the first things, clients would often say to me when they come in the door is, I want full custody. And by doing this different terminology, using decision-making and parenting schedule, it's really describing what it actually is, because often people confuse the term custody to mean physical custody, but custody actually means decision-making in the areas of religion, of education, of health, and of extracurricular activities. So the new terminology better reflects what is involved rather than the terms custody and access.
So it takes the power play out of it. So one's not winning, one's not losing?
Exactly, and that's so often a problem in family law matters. So by diffusing the language, I think it's helpful to have parents reach decisions that are, better in their children's interests.
All right. Leanne Townsend is a family lawyer and partner with Brody Thorning LLP. We reached her in Toronto. Thank you very much.
Thank you.